Hello, welcome to another interview leading up to the Sigmar World Team Championships in 2023. I've got Max on, the captain of Team Germany, and in my opinion, an absolute superstar. Max, how are you?
Oh, well, that's quite the introduction. Hello, I'm good, thanks. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Thank you for doing this marathon of interviews, giving us a platform, all the teams and the captains. That's awesome.
that's literally the point. That's what I want to do. It's a really great event, and also it's just a showcase for all the different communities, right? Which I think is absolutely lovely. So super cool to have you on, especially as we talked about a moment ago when you had the Serbians on. You're like, what great people, super fun. So nice having them on the show, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So, Team Germany. Team Germany. Before we get into like everything, with the team, can you tell us about Age of Sigmar in Germany? Like where it happens, how often it happens, where the events are based, those sorts of things.
Yes. So it's happening more and more, which is awesome. It's growing a lot. I feel since we talked before last year's event before Prague, we did an interview and I said most events are one dayers. It's a bit hard, and Germany is a big country. It's a bit spread out. Since then, we really had the surge of big events, 2 dayers, more and more clubs organizing their own events, which is awesome. And I feel there's many more players joining the community. For example, in my club, my local club, just the last couple of months, I think we have 10 AOS players just joining the hobby,
Wow.
coming to tournaments, building armies, playing escalation leagues, and getting to know the game. So it's awesome. It's at its best currently. We have big events like the Raccoon Rumble, which this year is going to be held in November. 150 people sold out, I think, within 2 hours,
It's already
which
sold
is,
out.
yeah, it's sold out.
Make it
I know so
200,
many people who,
Max. Make it
no, it's not
200.
up to me, not up to me. But it's 150 AOS, 150 40k, and AOS just sold out immediately because the last year was such a great success with like
Amazing.
120. It's 3 days, 6 games,
It's a
and
great it's a
everyone
great
comes together.
name as well, right?
The Raccoon Rumble, yeah, it is. Fantastic, and you win a plush raccoon for first place.
Perfect. Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's growing. We have more clubs. We had a club championship in February where I was surprised how many clubs joined. I think 24 clubs joined with teams of 5. It was fantastic.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so you love to see that. Where's it? So like, I honestly, every person I've spoken to is like, Age Sigmar in my local town slash like country is growing. That feels super positive in my personal
Yes.
opinion. My kind of follow up is like, how are you helping all those new players get to these events, or are they just kind of doing it on their own? Is there like an in German like podcast, YouTube shows, or anything like that, or are they just kind of finding it in their own way?
So there's one homepage, a platform to organize events and to where you can sign up for events and you get all the information. There's like a calendar, and for all the game systems, I think mainly Germany, Austria uses it. Some French matches you can find, some Belgian, but I think mainly it's a German speaking thing. And then yeah, clubs, mouth to mouth advertisement. If there was an event, it's going to happen each 3 months. People are going to be eager to return if it was a good event. We have a few German speaking or German language YouTube shows. I think mainly the most important is Mini Paradise, which is also a big club. And they do a lot of videos, vlogs, army reviews, and so on. And also they organize a lot of events themselves. So
Mm.
that's one way to get some news out there. We have another one, the Crown of Champions, who do also army reviews. They organize a lot of events, and then some smaller minor people doing their own hobby
Okay.
YouTube shows. So that's, I think, mainly happens on pro YouTube, and then there's a Facebook page for the German, Swiss, and Austrian community. So all the German speaking,
The the
where
the
you also
le-
can
the
find
the
tournaments.
Lederhosen Triumvirate, is that correct?
Well, yeah, Lederhosen is a very local phenomena. I know people outside of Germany think we all run around in Lederhosen. No, it's just me here from the south.
just you outside having a great
Yeah,
time.
if you saw me at Prague last year, I was
You look
sweating my
great.
ass off in Lederhosen. No, it was way too warm. It was already too warm, and then with the Lederhosen, it was too much.
Oh,
And I don't know if I still fit.
We've had a question in the chat. Where would you
Yes,
recommend
please.
an English speaker in Berlin go to play?
That's a great question because the Berlin community is one I have absolutely no connection or knowledge
All right,
about.
okay, perfect. We'll work that out
But I
another
know they
time.
exist. I know there's one in Leipzig, which isn't too far. There's a great club and community there. They organize events. So Facebook group, I think it's Warhammer Dach, which is DACH. So the country codes: D for Germany, A for Austria, CH for Switzerland. And just pose your questions. They're also in English. Most people understand and speak English in Germany.
They do, unlike the English.
Also at the events, we have a lot of people joining from Czech Republic at some events. From Austria, obviously, Switzerland. People coming over from the Netherlands. So
That's great. You'd love to
English.
see that.
Playing in English isn't a big challenge, I think. Yeah.
It is in England. Okay, German team. Let's get to
German
it.
team.
German team. So
Yes.
how do you select the German team? Oh wait, how did you do last year?
Okay. So last year was a bit different because we came from Milan with 6 players per team.
Yep.
And for Prague, they said, well, we're going to change the date, so it's going to be in May instead of September, and we need 8 people. So it was a short period of time. So we just said, okay, well, let's try to find 2 more people to the existing team.
Yep.
So it was a bit of a, who knows who. Let's try to do something. And there was also some feedback from the community before Prague who said, well, who selected these people? Why are you playing? Why aren't we playing? So after the event, I spoke to a few captains, and I took a lot of input also from the English team. They have a charter which explains how to select the team and so on, and I adapted something of that. So we have a written document which explains how to be a captain, how to be on the team. We have instead of me deciding everything this year, we have a team council, I think you could say, of 4 people. So we decide together, and then we ask for applications. We had 2 boot camps, assessment centers, whatever you want to call them, 2 weekends where we met all the applicants, and we didn't just play, but we asked them to write specific lists to see how good their list writing is. Can they write a list for a specific battle plan? And then we did some challenges, some fun stuff like, okay, this round everyone's going to speak English, or this round you only have 1 hour of time. Just do your essential stuff and play fast, and so on. And we just looked at it, and after each round we gave feedback. So the council, each member of the council watched the match and gave feedback, and we did this twice, and then we also looked at some tournament results and then made a selection. Yep.
Amazing! Oh, wow, that's quite a rigorous system at this point. I was saying,
there's advantages to it. There's some disadvantages to it. Some people cannot make the 2 dates that you set, but are still good players. Obviously, some players did not get selected and were a bit heartbroken. Some took it better than others. There was some drama, but we'll try to improve it for next year.
That makes sense. That makes sense somehow. That makes sense. Though. Like it's going to be
because
quite...
the ranking we have in Germany through this platform is skewed because it's a lot of 1-dayers. And if I go through the ranking, then I have 8 people playing KO. So that's not how you form a team.
No, that's definitely not how you form a team. That's super interesting, especially like cause it's gonna be like the clarity is gonna help with those hard feelings. I assume, like when people don't get picked, they're like, look, we've gone through this process. This is our working out, but it's still hard to hear you don't get picked for a team, right?
Yeah, it is hard. Some people said, well, how can I support the team in other capacities? We have one support reserve player this year who was on the team the last 2 years, and this year he's just helping out. He's coming along. He's paying all his bills and not playing, which is great.
Oh,
And
awesome.
other people, fair enough, said, well, if I'm not on a team, I'll not join, which is absolutely fair.
Yeah. And so, how did you do last year as a team? Like, where did you place?
So we did. Let's go back to Milan. The first time we went there,
Yeah.
just 6 of us, having no idea. Just yeah, well, this is a fun list. Let's play. We won 2 games and came second last in front of Austria. I'd like to mention. It's important.
That's important. Let's mention that. Good. Yeah.
So we said after that, yeah, no, we need to be better. We need to be better prepared, pairings, lists, and so on. So last year we came, I think, 12th place. So midfield.
Congratulations. Yeah.
We won 4 out of the 6 matches, losing 1 not too hard against Wales first round, which was great for us as an experience, and then got absolutely trashed by Australia. But you know,
Yeah.
it happens. They're good players.
Yeah.
But we saw, yeah, we have the potential. We were, I think, within 7 points of Team US and the top 7. So yeah, I think we're aiming for top 7, top 8 this year.
Yeah. Like, did you learn that? Were there some learned lessons? Like, were you like?
Absolutely.
Oh, there were.
Absolutely.
Okay. Good.
More preparation, more practice. So we started the whole process and training and everything, I think, in summer last year.
Wow.
So we
Yes.
did a lot of meetings, trainings, lists. We did team events. Some of the guys went to Luxembourg to the event. We had a team event in Germany in March with also Dutch teams and Czech teams, which was a great practice. So yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that quite a lot of the different nations have started to organise their own little
Yeah.
scrims is the right word, like they're like
Mm-hmm.
little team get-togethers, right?
Oh, sorry. I don't know if you can hear. There's my.
That's okay. Yeah, a lot of the
Yeah,
teams have been
absolutely.
organising their own practice matches, right?
You need. It's not just for practice. You can do that for TTS, but it's. I found getting people together, discussing, also team building. You know, going out to lunch together, spending 2-3 days together, which is great, and it's always great fun.
That's interesting. The team building side of it. We heard that from Serbia. They said that that was the thing that they were focusing on most at the moment was the team building side.
Yeah, you cannot. Well, you can have great players on the team, but if the team itself, there's no good chemistry, it's not fun. And at the end of the day, we're doing this to enjoy ourselves.
Perfect. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, so tell us about the team. Who's in the team? Who made the cut? Who are they? What are they playing?
Before we talk about the players, I would like to mention the people behind the team
Oh, sure.
because I think they deserve to be mentioned because they put a lot of effort, time, money into this, and they don't get to play it. So we have our coach Wolfgang, who is joining us second time in a row. He's the brains behind the operation. He has his little, clipboard, goes through
Perfect.
tables and checks, and you ask him, "Oh, how's it going?" "Oh, I don't know. He's not winning. He's not winning." And then in the end, we just capped him. Like, what's going on? Like until last minute, he makes it sound like we were gonna lose, and then you find out that you actually already capped him, and
You're
your
doing
result
well.
was insignificant. But that's him now. He's doing a lot preparation, training. Setting up documents, reviews of lists, and so on for everyone. So that's great. Thank you, Wolfgang. And then we have Marius, who was a player last 2 years in Milan, the only Sons of Behemoth player before they were good. And
Good.
last year with Nurgle and Flies. And this year he didn't make the cut. And he took it very well. He said, "Oh, if that's what you decide, I'm happy with it. I'll join you as a reserve player." He'll be there. He'll support Wolfgang in looking at the games, looking at the tables, because Wolfgang cannot cover eight games at once.
Oh, coward.
And
Coward.
he's just a great fun guy.
I can.
You can. Oh yeah, you have the camera equipment. Yeah, we need to hack into that. Yeah. So people, you need to donate so we get that eighth computer.
That's done. That's done now.
That's
so
done.
that's
Oh, awesome, great.
Yeah, so
great.
that's good. That's fixed.
Fantastic.
Which is great. Yeah, sorry, but it's nice having a support structure. What's it like having a support structure of like coaches and players, like people who are excited to help but don't have to.
The coach is fantastic because
Right.
you can always ask a second opinion during your game.
Right.
In
Yeah,
Milan,
good.
it was me interrupting my game, interrupting my opponent, going to a different table, not having an idea what's happening on the table, and trying to give advice. It's horrible. Doesn't work, in my
Okay.
opinion. So having a coach, that's great. Having a second opinion, you don't need to take that suggestion, but at least you get a second point of view.
Yeah.
And then having more people behind it. We have people who will support us. If it's just with a bottle of water and carrying your 300 pigs and handing you the blues and brimstones, that's going to save you a lot of time.
That's a lot of time. Yeah.
So we have like a crew of people supporting us. So shout out to Stefan and Asmia joining us again this year. Fantastic.
Oh, that's lovely.
It helps a
That's
lot. It's
lovely.
just, it takes off a mental load of the players.
Will you have a snack cart?
I hope they have organized something. I haven't specifically spoken to them, but they were very impressed by the French last year. So maybe we'll not a cart, but maybe like a, like the
A bum bag.
Call it? Like a street seller.
Oh yeah. What with the wooden board?
The wooden platform and the straps. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see
Okay. Perfect.
what we can organize. Yeah. So that's it. It just helps. More people giving you tips, supporting you, handing you water, telling you you're going to play on that table. Here's a list of your opponent. Here's some tips. It just
that's fun. That's fun. Okay, cool. Well done to those guys. I think a couple of them in the chat. Clashor maybe is in the chat. That might be your coach, I think. But then he's also said they're just going to steal the one off the French. And then I mean that's a good idea, I think.
Having a French cook is never wrong,
Right, okay, perfect. So you got a good support structure. Who's in the team?
Yeah. Who's on the team? I think best known to the international community is Toby. Toby plays a lot also at English events. He with Luke Morton's team, he won Brotherhood and Blood something, the other team event that you have in the UK.
Blood Tithe and Brotherhood. Yeah, that's the two we have.
Those two.
Yeah.
So he's a Chaos and Siege player of international fame, probably one of the better Siege players in the world, and he's the brains behind the whole operation. He does the pairing. I just lay down the cards that he hands me. And
wow, that is trust. That's like the trust.
No,
that's like the trust.
He's in the matrix. Like when the pairing goes on, you can see him. He's doing all the calculations in his head, and then he hands you that card. You just put it down. No, Toby is a great guy. He's very well connected in the international community. He supports Darren on Onwards AOS now for the German-speaking community, and he's a great guy. He does all the Excel sheets, preparations, estimation sheets for us. So also a great help for me on the council.
Good.
And yeah, he's our known international known player.
Yeah. So Max, Toby is a very well known, lovely human being as well.
Absolutely.
He's getting some props in the chat as being one of the better players in the world currently.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he plays 10 games a day. 8 of those against himself on TTS. So that tells you everything you need to know.
That tells me a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, good.
The next up, I'd like to mention maybe a new player who joined us last year, but just as a assistant, is Colin. Colin currently, I think, or for the past year, is number 1 ranked player in Germany. He's the wonder kid. Wherever he goes to a tournament, you're not going to win, but he's going to win. And it doesn't matter what army he takes. If he takes Fire Slayers or Ogres for fun, or Nighthaunt or what else, he's going to do well with any army.
Okay.
And this year he's playing Nighthaunt. Yeah, one of the few Nighthaunt players.
One of the few Nighthaunt players, actually.
I was surprised.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought there'd be more, but yeah.
Interesting.
And he's going to surprise people. Absolutely.
Okay, that's fun. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, yeah. Like, and is he like very dominant? Like, no one could beat him. Like, has he got a competitor, or it's just
no,
like
he can be beaten. Yeah. But he'll blame the dice then.
Correct. That's the right way to do it. That's the right way to do it.
He tried to kill Kragnos with Poleaxe Hearthguard, and by all means he should have been dead, and he didn't kill him for bad luck, and he just sat there 3 hours later rolling all those dice. Dead. He should be dead. should be dead.
But he's not.
He takes it to his heart. He's very much invested. But
That's perfect.
Absolutely
Good.
a great player. Yeah. Who else do we have? Let's go maybe with more new people. We have three new players on the team. We have Dan Poe, Lumineth player of notorious fame in Germany.
Ooh.
He likes to play up to 80 Sentinels, which again tells you all you need to know about the person. He plays exclusively Lumineth, and I think in Germany he's the person with the most knowledge about Lumineth. And great player, great fun guy, and joining us new on the team this year.
That's interesting having someone who only plays the one build, or sorry, not the one build, but the one army, because that can be difficult if something. Obviously, all the lists and the rules are all locked in now for people at home, just to be aware. But like if something was to go wrong last minute, that'd be maybe a hard pivot, maybe.
Yeah, but he said openly, if we don't take Lumineth, then choose someone else.
Okay.
So he said, if Lumineth are bad or there's an FAQ or whatever, he says absolutely take someone else.
Okay, that's good that he knows that. That's interesting.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Next up with the one man, one army is returning Idenif Deepkin, King of the Depth. Patrick Koch is only playing Idenif. He has a new army each year, commission painted. It's always the same. It's always Idenif. It's like his fifth Idenif army.
Okay, I like that commitment. That's so good.
People go on vacation. He just commission paints or gets commission painted the Idenif armies.
Okay, you love that.
You will see a new army, but it's the same faction.
That's great.
Idenif, he plays a lot of Idenif. Same with him. He said, well, if you don't want to take Idenif, I can step down. But we think Idenif is good in the current meta. There's some shooting.
There is a lot of shooting.
There's Caradron. And people have forgotten how to play against Idenif. Because no one plays them anymore. So yeah,
it's true. Yeah, they haven't been playing them for a while, and their win rate isn't particularly high. But
no one plays them.
That's true. That's also true. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. A lot of the army lists that stand out from the teams ones are the kind of the interesting ones. Like the fringe picks. Like, sure, there's a Gitz, there's mainly a KO, there's mainly an LRL. But it's those like, oh, we've got a Deepkin, we've got a Nighthorn. You're like, wow, okay, that's quite interesting. Really throws the pairings up a little bit as well.
Exactly, it makes pairings a bit more difficult for the opponent, hopefully.
Have you guys taken on board the obviously Toby having done so well recently as part of an international team at international events? Have you guys taken on board the idea that last year England did so well because, as the champions from last year, because they paired really well into the battle plans versus into the armies? That's something you guys have taken on board, or?
So that was the feedback I got from Jeremy from Team US, that their armies, they built them for battle plans and not versus other factions.
Mm-hmm.
You try to cover the battle plans, but I think mostly you play the strong armies.
Okay, that makes sense.
In the end, maybe there's a tweak here, and if you have a decision, do I take this aspect or that, or do I take this hero instead of that one? Maybe there's a consideration. I need a Galician champion, or I'd like to have this spell or whatever. But I think mostly you go through strong armies and counter to strong armies.
Okay, I like hearing that. Okay, that's fun. Okay, who's next?
Patrick's brother, Manuel, a member of the Mini Paradise YouTube channel, also member of the council, a very experienced tournament player and organizer. He's gonna bring Beast of Chaos, a very nasty list in my opinion. And Beast of Chaos is just, you need to play a different game against Beast of Chaos. You just forget the objectives, forget this, just try to hold the fort for 2 rounds and then see what you can do.
There you are telling me as I'm slap chopping up a Bray Shaman right now. Yeah.
Shame on you.
Shaman on you.
Shaman. Exactly. So he's doing very well, and he's a great great member of the team because he also supports, he gives tips, he can encourage people. So he's a good coach also in some sort, if that makes sense. You know,
Yeah,
you
it
can
does.
give people advice in a
Yeah,
game, in a practice game. That's very valuable.
yeah. He's willing. He's willing to be part of the conversation often.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
All right, perfect. Love to hear that. Okay, good. All right, so that's.
Then,
Oh yeah, who's next? Ooh.
yeah. Who's next? Another new member, to confuse everyone, also called Patrick. But he's much smaller and he has hair. He is whatever every mother wishes her son-in-law would be.
Oh wow.
He's good looking. He's smart. He has a law degree. And he does not play weird armies. He plays Slaves to Darkness, a very fair, straightforward Vanguard list.
Like literally no tricks. He's like, I have a 3-up armor save and I fight twice.
I have ward saves I can activate twice. Let's go. And I need to roll some dice for my grand strategy.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is actually a really nice fair army, right?
Yeah, all over, nice guy, very good player. Joined the team new, put a lot of effort into the whole process of our selection, and he committed and he came to all our events. So yeah, we decided to bring him along.
Do you think that he might potentially take out hottest player at the event?
Ooh, I mean, there's some good-looking fellas coming.
there are so good.
If you don't mind me saying.
Oh, I don't mind you saying. Now I'm thinking we at least need to do a side award, like which I'm going to organise.
I mean, Noah is going to bring the long hair, flowing in the wind.
That's true.
That feral something.
That feral energy that he has. Yeah.
You have. There's a good-looking people. I mean, Dan. Also, our Dan. He's he's likable to look at. You know, you can enjoy your game. Just looking
I've really thrown you with this. I apologise. Okay, cool.
Do a voting. I don't know. Get some people.
I'm on it. Don't worry. I'm going to make that a thing.
Best dressed, best undressed.
Yeah, best dressed. Dayton, I think, already has best undressed in the bag, but I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's such a nice guy, Patrick. Always a joy to play against him. So.
All right, lovely. Who's up next?
Who else do we have? Oh, we have another. No, actually, we have more new members. There's another one. Tristan is how to describe Tristan? Tristan is very eager. Tristan comes from a background of very competitive Lord of the Rings. Believe me, that exists, and it's a huge community that I don't know about.
It's a huge community.
It's so many people. They have like 2 national teams and World Cups and everything.
It's super serious, man.
They go very serious and they go very, hardcore metalists. And he joined Age of Sigmar just maybe 2 years ago, and he's doing very well in tournament scene. He's very invested, and he's our Gits player, pushing all the squigs.
Nice.
The ones that are well painted, those are mine. The rest is his. And no, he's very eager to learn. He does a lot of research, and yeah, great player, great fun always. He always has a joke, always a comment that makes you laugh.
Oh, that's good. You need that for the team. You need the energy in the team, right?
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit much, but he's fun because he infects all the other people, and then they all.
And you're like, we need to be serious.
We need to be serious about.
Come on.
Always fun, great. Yeah, Tristan. Also, yeah.
Fantastic.
Absolute high. He was very eager during the assessment centers, so we said, well, he really wants this, and he's ready to learn and improve. So yeah.
Okay, and put the effort in.
And there's one thing I just need to mention, and he's gonna hate me for it, but during the assessment center, he plays Seraphon with a prime.
Yeah.
And in 2 games, he forgot to bring the prime. because he was so nervous. And he was like, oh, okay, they're not going to select me. It's over. I forgot my prime. Like round 4, didn't bring him. That's it. He's gone. But he did well.
That's rough.
That's gonna hang with him forever.
Yeah,
prime time.
No prime time. Like,
No prime time.
no prime time. Oh, bless him. He was so nervous to get picked. That's cute.
Yeah, he was nervous to do well, obviously.
Yeah.
And then maybe with the clock, speaking in English, and then he just forgot his prime.
That seems fair. That seems fair.
Twice.
I mean, once maybe is fair. I don't know about twice.
Absolutely. So, who did I forget? Well, there's me.
There's you. You're playing KO.
Patrick. I am playing KO. Absolutely. This year. Last year I played Fire Slayers, but back with the proper Dwarden, the shooty ones.
The shooty ones, exactly.
Yeah. Great book. Great fun. 35 Thunderers. Yeah.
There are a variety. Like, there are a lot of the lists are Thunderer heavy, but there are at least a variety of different KO lists at the event.
Well, you go 1-drop, or you go more artifacts and sharpshooters. Mm-hmm. You go 15, 10, 10, or you go 15, 15, and 5. But I mean, it's Thunderers. They're going to shoot you. They're going to jump over a bridge and shoot you with 2 Rend.
Yeah.
And there's, I think, 2 lists which are a bit different. I want to mention the Canadian list by Alex. I'm going to butcher his surname, so I'm not going to say it. But Alex from the Canadian team are also very well known to me through Ethercast, and he has a lot of units but only 1 transport boat, and we were like, what's his plan with this list? Like, how does this work? There must be some master plan behind this.
Yeah.
And I asked him, and he said, well, he initially had the bridge, then the Slaves of Darkness player wanted the bridge, so took it off him. And then the Slaves of Darkness player chose to play Slanesh, and he just stuck with his list because he didn't want to change it again. Oh, so he has a KO army that walks.
That walks?
A lot of screens. Yeah, they're going to walk forward and shoot you, not fly forward.
I mean, it's not terrible. I think I see a lot of players always think, like, it's like capture the flag, like I need to invade their base. And you're like, all the stuff is mainly in the middle. You can just fight there. They're like, no, whole army 30 inches or ruined. And you're like, okay, that's interesting.
But he will do well. He's a great player.
Yeah, okay.
They will surprise some people because they don't play like classic KO, if there even is that thing anymore. But
we'll see.
They're going to play differently. He has screens, and he's going to shoot you from behind the screens.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't think that's a terrible idea.
No, it's an interesting list. And then we have the Austrian team with a list which is very similar to my singles list. So we have what I call a party boat, engine riggers and Brock in a frigate that's going to charge you and do some combat damage, a lot of combat damage, more than Thunderers are doing shooting. But they're glass cannon, and then some Thunderers in another boat. So it's a very versatile.
Yeah, I think KO book is quite interesting at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. So if that's everyone, let's just.
I hope they're gonna hate me if I forgot. So me, Toby, Tristan, Patrick, Manu, Patrick, Dan, Colin. No, that's 8 players.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. Well, lovely. So, did you develop any rivalries last year? Are there any teams that you've got your eye on this year? Like, who do you fancy? Who do you fancy playing?
Always a rivalry between Germany and Austria, but they're just not on our level, so it's not fair.
Good start. Love that.
Benedict. No, absolutely. It's always, we just need to win against Austria. But it's always fun. They're great people, as Benedict elaborated yesterday. Some of our people come to their tournaments. They join our tournaments here in the south. So it's a friendly forward and backwards. We know the people and they know us. So that's always fun.
Good.
Not so much a rivalry, I'd say, but obviously we cannot lose to the Dutch team.
Oh, you cannot?
For reasons.
For reasons.
In football and other sports.
Okay.
I'd like to mention that we smashed both their teams at the last team event. So I think...
okay.
They need to
That's
step up their game.
oh, okay. Also, that's interesting.
But they had Tom on the team, so I don't know. Maybe it was him.
It's easier now. Now he's the head ref. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That won't be
yeah.
an issue.
No, they're fantastic to play against them. Always great games. A lot of fun, very fair, so very enjoyable.
Okay. Uh,
And who I'd like to play against, but for maybe some kind of like a friendship reason, is the Scottish team.
oh,
Because
okay.
last year we went out to dinner together
Mhm.
to a microbrewery, and we had great fun and great laugh. And then the next day we had to play against each other.
Oh, fun.
And they were in a similar spot that we were in Milan, so they just formed a team, and they were not so experienced with team events, and their results showed. But I've heard that they did a lot of practice, and they practice a lot with the Spanish team for TTS, and I'm eager to see them again and meet them again and play them
Okay.
because they're great lads. Some are a bit hard to understand, but yeah, always they're fun people. Absolutely.
Fantastic. So the Scottish, and then do as a team? Do you have any goals? Are you like yeah, we would love to take it out? Do you think you've been putting the prep
Well,
work in for that?
if we take it out, I'm gonna quit my career, and that's it. Stay
Oh,
in the US. I
okay.
can tell you now, because you cannot improve from that. It's hard to say. I don't want to say, well, we're gonna be on the podium and then we get utterly trashed, and that's a bit it's gonna jinx it.
Yeah.
We just want to do our best. We want to obviously improve from last year. Uh, we know that other teams have significantly improved
Hmm.
as we have. So the whole midfield has just become stronger. And all the games that we won last year, they were all won by 5 points, 6 points, 10 points.
Right.
So yeah, we won 4 games, but we could have easily lost those games.
Right. Okay. So you're a
So yeah,
little bit concerned that yeah, you've been putting the extra prep work in, but so have a lot of other teams.
absolutely. The other teams have they have not been sleeping around. They did their homework. So it's going to be a great event. Yeah.
Okay, that's very exciting. Do you have any predictions on? I mean, obviously, it feels like England team to beat. Do you think that they can maintain
Mm,
that crown?
no,
Oh,
no. English team this year is not as good as last year because they lack Darren.
okay, pretty
Because
interesting.
it's the person that makes you just have a wonderful day. He comes to you, speaks to you, you die. The sun comes up. Without him, that's not the same experience. Sorry, English team.
sorry,
It's not.
sorry, English team. Sorry.
No, no, it's not. They're gonna do well, obviously, because they're great players.
So, who do you think
But
will do really well?
hmm,
Ooh,
obviously the French, because they're super prepared.
okay.
But they're gonna lose the first match, so
Who they're
hard for
playing
them.
you in the first match. They are. They are going to lose the first match. I mean, this
I don't
is
know.
the
We'll
most.
see. We'll see.
This is a lot of chance to prepare.
Yeah,
Like,
that's good. It was the same last year with Wales, like the hidden favorite. Great team, great players, and we had a lot of time to prepare, and that helped us to score a few points against them. Yeah.
okay, all right, that's pretty fun. That's pretty
So
fun that they're up
hopefully
there.
we can prevent too many points going to France. Sorry, but that's what we're there for.
That's what you.
And, uh,
just
I
just
don't know who's gonna play.
unveil a
It's hard to
t-shirt.
say.
Unveil a
It's hard
t-shirt at
to
the first
say.
round. Anyone but the French as you play them,
Yeah.
and then they'll be like, it is hard to say. I think this year,
It's hard to say. They're obviously England, France, US, very strong. Although I was a bit disappointed last year with their performance. I must say, Jeremy.
I think it's really hard for
Still,
the US. Like, I mean, it's also true for you, like as well. Let's just be super real. Like the Germans, you have a massive country, and so it's hard for you all to like coalesce in one place. Same for Australia as well.
mm,
But the US is obviously, I mean, Australia's massive as well. Australia, but the US is also massive. So I think that's really hard for
yes.
them to build that cohesion up
Mm.
in a lot of ways. So I mean, and
Obviously, Scandinavian teams, Sweden, Denmark, Norway doing very well, I think.
yeah, I think that
Swedes,
Norway could do really
Danish,
well.
always. always good results. It's hard to say. I don't know. Belgium,
Perfect.
always strong.
Belgium have got some very interesting lists. Like, I don't know if
Mm.
Belgium have overthought the lists, but it like, do you know what I mean? Like, they've gone all the way
I don't
and
know.
then they've overthought it.
I don't know. We played them at that team event that I spoke of.
Mm.
We lost to them. They came first. We came second. They know their game. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, I know that they know. Like, that's why, like, so when you read the Belgian list, you know they're taking it very seriously, but the
Yeah.
Belgian lists are, like, very interesting for a team taking it very seriously, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's hard. I wouldn't bet on it. If I would bet, I don't know if I would bet on the English team.
Whoa, okay. Well, thank
And
you.
I think maybe my hidden champion, Northern Ireland,
Interesting. Okay.
because I know. Is he joining this year? I'm not sure. What's his name? He's gonna hate me.
Colin?
David,
Dave Kerr?
Dave Kane.
No, Dave Kane. Sorry, Dave Kane.
Dave Kane.
Yeah.
He puts a lot of thought into the game. They have a small community, but they put a lot of thought into their lists and their game.
It's a good community. It's a really strong community.
Please don't hate me, but they're going to be so much better than Republic of Ireland. It's a whole different team.
It is a completely different team. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they're going to do well.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, listen, it's been absolutely lovely having you on. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If I do want to follow along with Team Germany and everything happening with Team Germany, how do I do that?
So there is a Twitter account which is sadly being neglected a lot. We'll try to post pictures and results there. There's Tristan with his own vlogs and YouTube show. So Tristan's Tabletop. It's in German, but he does a lot of recaps and vlogs from the team events, team meetings, tournaments. So he's gonna put out a few videos, hopefully. And yeah, basically that's the way to do it.
Oh, perfect. Okay, wicked. Are you tempted to try and up the Twitter energy so you can match Team Spain?
I have not seen their Twitter game because I am not on Twitter.
I mean, none of us want to be.
I can barely manage Discord, but
okay, well, I'll screenshot.
I'm a Facebook child, you know.
Okay. I don't think anyone on Facebook's a child anymore. Just FYI.
Yeah, that's old people. Old people on Facebook and me, and WhatsApp groups. That's all I can manage.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Well, listen, it's lovely. It's been lovely having you on as always. Do you want to plug the podcast as well? Let's do that. Come on.
Well, my own podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. If you play KO and you have not heard of IFAcast, what the hell are you doing? It is a purely Caradron focused podcast and YouTube show, mainly run by Lee in the UK. He's the muscle and the brains behind it, and me and Alex Cron from Australia. We just join and give our opinions on tournament lists, and the week after, tournament list with a different hero, which changes everything on the list. Different artifact. We have a lot of notable people on. Tom Lyons, Jeremy, Luke Morton, all the known people who play KO and do well with KO. And if you're interested in KO, now's a good time before summer. And yeah, tune in. It's a bit lacking contact in the last weeks, but it's just personal stuff, world stuff, tournaments, and Lee's becoming a father soon. So.
Oh, lovely! Congratulations to Lee. I like the idea that just there's a bunch of Caradron Overlords players like holding on to a boat for the oncoming storm. Is the battle scroll update? It's like that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
That's a narrative, but we'll see.
We'll find a way. We've weathered different storms, a monster meta, and what was the other one? Where units scored as free on an objective.
Yes.
That nonsense.
Yeah.
Sure. We can do this. We can do this.
Well, it's been lovely talking to you. Thank you very much for being on the show. Super appreciated.